Looking for that copycat recipe of the Yamamoto Senko? Well, I had World's Worst Fishing on my podcast, and he gave away the juice. Here it is. Let's hop in. Here's a question I got, because I make a bunch of Senkos. Of course, I have the Senko mold from Do It Molds.
Yeah, Yamamoto Senko, yeah.
How much salt do you need per cup of plastisol to be like a Yamamoto Senko?
Okay. So
is it floured salt, or what do you do?
Right. So you can buy salt from the lure manufacturers, like Spike It Lure Works. You can buy salt from pretty much anywhere. I like fine flake salt from Lure Works, which is a bait supply company. However, you can really use any salt you want. And I have sort of a love-hate relationship with salt when it comes to bait making. It causes a lot of problems. But if you really want to make a Senko that just has that really heavy, dense feeling, you kind of have to have it. Even if you're using these sinking blends from Dead On Plastics, if you want to get that Yamamoto feeling, you have to have salt. So what I always tell people is you're going to need worm blend plastic from Dead On Plastics, okay, which is a soft durometer. If there's one thing we know about the Yamamoto Senkos, is that they're soft. I mean, this stuff is like gummy worm plastic. You can cast once and the bait rips off, and you don't, there goes $1.50. So my advice would be,
I've done the math.
Yeah,
it's painful.
Right. Yeah. They are weak and overpriced, but they are undefeated when it comes to getting bites. So my whole thing is you use a good worm plastic. Now, if you're not using Dead On Plastics, that would just be whatever their soft durometer is. Okay. I don't recommend using finesse plastic for a Senko. I think a Senko is just a little bit too thick of a bait for finesse blends. I think they're just going to be just limp. So worm plastic, and then in terms of salt, I like a 1/4 cup.
Holy cow!
Per 1 cup. Okay. So
dang.
So let's say I fill this 1 cup Pyrex cup all the way up to the 1 cup line, all the way to right there. Okay. I want to then take out a 1/4 cup measuring spoon, fill that up with salt, and dump it into that 1 cup. Okay. So whatever that comes out to be mathematically, it's a lot of salt per 1 cup. A 1/4 cup of salt per 1 cup of volume of plastic. And you always you always run into moisture problems because salt holds moisture. It attracts moisture, and moisture in an oil, never a good thing, right? Like you never put out a grease fire with water. So when you have a hot oil-based plastisol and then you dump salt into it, boom, you're going to get bubbles galore, and you just have to do the best you can, stir slowly, try to work the bubbles out, and then I guess the next fight that you're fighting is salt suspension. The salt sinks very fast. And so right before you shoot those baits, you got to really stir it up, really get that salt suspended, and then run your baits, and then you'll be just fine. That has always given me my best Senko feel. However, these days, I just run straight swim bait blend, actually, in the Dead On Plastic sinking blend, and I just throw them without salt. But
all right.
But however, if you're looking for that just really limp, soft, salty Senko feel, I would start with that and see if you can dial it in how you really want it.
Yeah. I mean, I got some guys over here saying how they put salt in the oven, kind of pull the humidity out of it.
Yep. You can bake it. You can put it in a dehumidifier. You can do a lot of things. I rather just let the bubbles work out. Put the salt in. If it bubbles, stir slowly, let the bubbles rise. In 10 minutes, you're ready to go. I don't like, me personally, I do not like working with salt enough to go put it in the oven. I'm going to run it, deal with it, and make my baits. So.
Do they damage your injectors at all over time?
No.
All right.
However, there are other sinking additives that are silica based and sand based that can damage the interior finish of your injector. So I do not recommend any of that, especially like just straight sand. Don't do it. I did it once on video, just kind of as a goof. I don't recommend it.
Hey guys, I hope that was helpful for you. Now, this little short segment was part of a larger podcast, and I'm going to throw that right there for you in case you want to watch it. It's full of juice. I tell you what. Hope you guys have a good one. Thanks for watching. See ya.